Welcome to Custer and Wolfe, building a watch company. My name's RT.
And I'm Tyler.
And today we're talking about all the awesome stuff we've accomplished in 2022 and the massive list of things we're going to try to accomplish in 2023. We hope you enjoy. All right, so we got a question from the audience. Absolutely no one asked this question, and it was, when is the last episode of season 2 of Custer and Wolfe Building a Watch Company? So what is our answer to that question?
Surprise. You're looking at it.
This is it.
Episode over.
Perfect. That'll be perfect. That's actually, I love it. All right. I feel like this episode can kind of be like those Spotify year in review things, and we can talk about
Wrapped.
Spotify Wrapped. Yeah, we can say how much time we wasted doing certain things, and how much time we spent doing things that were extremely valuable in the long term.
Yeah, approximately how many times we said we'll figure it out.
We should have a tracker for that.
Mm-hmm.
Days since saying we'll figure it out. 0. Back to 0.
Yep.
Pretty much every day. We figured a lot of stuff out, though.
So first we have to decide how much do we want to find out.
We did. Things looked very different at the beginning of this year.
January 2022, it was cold because we're in Colorado, and we were in 517 North Link Lane still.
Yep.
We had about 4,000 square feet. Sky had his little corner office with our, what'd you guys get? It was like a curtain.
Yeah, I mean, it was a curtain.
To block the sound from the machines.
Privacy screen.
A privacy screen, yep.
And he was sitting right next to the garage door in our second unit, Unit B, over on Link Lane, and just had the worst draft over there.
The worst.
I mean,
and there's that the screen created almost no privacy and blocked almost no sound.
yeah, and that's the loudest machine in the same room as the loudest machine we have, plus the air compressor running the entire time. And there was no like HVAC there at all. There was just a heater up in the corner.
We had that.
That was the entire system.
We had to cut a hole in the ceiling and the wall and the door to put in that portable HVAC unit we got, which was a rental unit that we bought from United Rentals.
Sorry, Bob. Bob is our
There's so many holes. We filled a lot of holes.
Ex-landlord.
Yep.
I cut a lot of holes.
Former landlord. Thankfully, he was very nice. Thanks again, Bob.
Working on your watch.
Well,
Literally today.
yeah. I mean, that's yes. We had 4,000 square feet, just a couple offices, tiny little clean room over there, and clean room.
Right.
We did the best we could with what we had.
Clean as possible room.
Not much of a showroom, and kind of off the beaten path.
Yeah, I mean, our old machine room was like 500 square feet.
Right.
And then we had another machine in a different room.
That was not the machine room.
Right.
That was just a room with a machine in
Yeah.
it.
I mean, we're living in luxury right now.
Look at us.
Yeah.
Now we have a professional TV studio that's only like a quarter utilized, which is pretty cool. I have a bunch of ideas for what we can do to this room for season 3. I think that'd be fun. And then we have
William to run it.
We have another human to actually hit record and help us look good. Thank you, William. Got a thumbs up. That's a good sign. And yeah, the team is much bigger. The space is twice as big. We have 8,400 square feet here, and room to grow for sure. How much square footage? Somebody asked me this the other day. Is the machine room?
27.
Yeah, so 2,700 square feet of machines, 6 machines in there, with lots of space to spread out. Room for other stuff too when we want to do that. With HVAC in the machine room, heating and cooling.
Yep.
That's huge. We had an official clean room, and this new clean room is probably 1,200 square feet. Making that up, but
probably at least.
Massive.
Still waiting on our HVAC unit for that room, though.
Yep. Microchips.
Yep.
Need those factories.
From microchip from Taiwan for our German HVAC system.
Yep. But now Taiwan Semiconductor or whatever is making chips in Arizona.
Oh.
Yeah. They just invested like $40 billion or something in Arizona. It's crazy.
Nice.
So that's cool. Our chips might be made in America. and it's really come together. We have more people, we have more machines, we have more space. You know, we have just room to grow. You have so much more capability in the machining side.
We got Kent. We added another watchmaker.
Yep.
We're looking to add more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's brought a lot of unique customization and more hand finishing to our attention, and he's been making some cool prototypes. So I think that's gonna really rub off and into everything that we're doing. You know, more creative and unique hand finishing work. So excited to start doing that more and more.
Yeah. So what do you want to do next year? Still want to run a watch company?
Yeah. Make a bunch of watches. Yeah, we've just got so many projects that we're currently working on. And like, we don't even want to talk about all of it because we don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. But we've got a couple really cool things coming along. I'm basically spending all my time at this point working on new stuff, which is cool.
It's kind of stressful from a marketing standpoint because you're going to give me, I mean, on average, one new thing a month for the next 12 months at least.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, and I mean the biggest difference is we finally have kind of a process figured out. That was kind of the goal for this year.
We did figure it out. See, the we'll figure it out thing.
Yeah, that was
we figured most of it out.
That was totally organic. It was an organic figure it out.
We circled back. You know, you always talk about circling back. We've been circling back to a lot of stuff.
But really, what this year was like high level about for us in the machine and on the production side of things was building a basic infrastructure for what we do now.
Yeah.
Building pocket watch conversions, building the American Artisan series. And I do feel like we figured it out, honestly. Like all of the production machines are running all day, every day, and at night, making good parts. We're not making scrap parts. We've got a way to quickly switch between different parts. We're caught up on everything. We're not like way behind on anything. And the big difference is, I think, having an extra spindle, having those DMG machines is like, it's just life-changing. Just having overflow. Before, we needed 100% of every machine's time just to keep up. And then one thing, you know, tripping us up would put us behind.
Yeah, and that's given us, I mean, just in the last few months of the year, a lot more variety in the output. And like the watch of the day, you know, if you're really following along on watch of the day, you see that we've gotten really creative. Some of these watches are a lot different than the watches we're putting out like in the summer, and even better quality. I mean, we get, I really like talking about that 1% better every day. I feel like we're getting after that. And that's really cool. And I think the whole team's bought into that too. Of just because we're really the only company that's doing this and one of the only American watch companies doesn't mean we can't do it the best and we can't always improve. So,
but you know, infrastructure wise, I mean, we're setting ourselves up for success. We've got an awesome building. The equipment purchases we made, which was probably too many, but the equipment purchases we made in 2022
figured it out.
Are all excellent.
Yep.
You know, we're seeing what it means to invest in real equipment and how it pays off on the production side, and also on the people side. You know, we've invested in a couple really awesome employees, and they're definitely paying dividends
for sure. And on that note, by the time this episode comes out, we'll have a few jobs live on the site. So if you want to come and work for us and help us build all the things we're about to talk about for what we're going to do in 2023, go to vorticwatches.com and look for the careers page and check that out. We got a bunch of cool things coming up, and we are always hiring watchmakers. So if you are a trained watchmaker and you went to watchmaking school and you want to move to Colorado, please email us.
Yeah. It is a requirement to like working with pocket watches.
Yeah, you have to like American pocket watches specifically. And you have to love them, actually. That's a requirement, which is easy to do because they're so awesome. But let's talk about all the crazy stuff we're going to do in 2023. We got a new thing almost every month. Big new thing in February, which answers a question. So we asked for feedback in one of our most recent emails, and a lot of people talked about one specific feature of our current watches of the American Artisan series, and we're going to address that in this new watch in February, which can be super exciting. So look out for that. February is going to come really fast. Then you're working on all kinds of new case types and features and materials.
Is the thing you're talking about the size of the watch?
Well, it might be. I was dancing around that.
That's even a mystery for me.
It does matter, apparently. But I don't want to give it all away, you know?
Right. We may or may not be coming out with some smaller watches.
Yep. I like people just like turned up the volume. We may or may not in February. That could be a really good idea to do that. And to listen to our customers' feedback. That's we're trying. So working on that, working on a couple really cool things about that. And that's all for the American Artisan Series. One of the, like, at a high level from the company and why we call this building a watch company is, Vortic is the parent company or the brand. And then we have everything that we do right now is called the American Artisan Series. And that's what we launched on Kickstarter in 2014. And next year, we're coming out with a bunch of new iterations in the American Artisan Series. We're going to make more railroad editions, smaller watches, different case materials so you could talk about.
Yeah, different styles.
All just a lot more like variations there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're coming out with a whole separate product line, which is under the Vortic brand, but separate than the American Artisan Series, and will be a completely modern watch. That's the thing we've talked about briefly on previous episodes, and a lot of it has changed as it comes to fruition. And we also want to get feedback from our audience, so we're thinking of some really creative ways to launch that new product line.
Yeah.
But long story short, teaser is it'll be one of the only American-made, mass-produced watches, like mass, as many as we can.
Yeah.
Hundreds, not
and anything
dozens.
is mass for us because we've never made two of the same watches.
Yep. We're going to start with hundreds and then try to get to thousands. And that's a mechanical watch.
Mm-hmm. A modern
nothing
mechanical
that's
watch
powered by batteries is going to leave this building. Tell you that.
Yep. And the plan is to have, or at least my goal, we'll we adjust our plans as we go, but my goal is to have 10 of those done by the end of January. Maybe not 10, but one at least done by the end of January. And my plan is to make 10 total prototypes for testing and, showing different people. So that'll be
really
a fun 5-axis dial making bonanza.
And we have another new watch that will be fully modern and will be one of our first tests of that new product line coming out in April-ish, which is, roughly when Red Rocks Amphitheater opens for the year. So can't talk much about that, but there is a correlation there. Little roundabout way.
For sure.
It's going to be really cool. Extremely cool. And there won't be very many. But excited to get back into that and making some amazing watches for them. And then we have like the team getting more involved, making just fun variations. So a lot of our watches are titanium now. You made the new military edition out of stainless steel, but you're going to reintroduce bronze soon, right?
Yep. Yeah, we are going to start mixing in stainless and bronze.
Nice.
And we'll play with some polishing, and the bronze is just cool. I mean, bronze is kind of bronze. We don't really do multiple things with that.
Yep.
But yeah, we want to have regular machined finishes, kind of like what I'm wearing right now.
Yep.
Polished, sandblasted, DLC, black.
Got a lot of good
But basically,
feedback
for each
on
material,
this.
we want to be able to do multiple things with each material.
Yep.
And then something we haven't done in the past. We are machining our hardware, crowns, band bars, buckles, all in those different materials as well. So
yeah.
We'll have bronze hardware and stainless hardware and DLC hardware, so you can make an all-black watch.
Super cool.
All that stuff is in the pipeline.
Awesome.
More options.
And then probably something that'll start a little sooner than all of that, but that's really weaved in is the watch of the day. Right now we're doing 6 days a week. We talked about going to 7, but instead of doing that, we're we're going to still make that many watches. We're going to make lots of really cool watches and probably make at least 7 watches a week for the American Artisan Series. But the watch of the day program and concept will just be 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. And we'll probably start that in January. And what that'll do is it'll give our watchmakers and William and just everyone in the process more time to like focus on making those 5 a week really different and unique and fun, and tell more stories with those. And then the other watches that we have in our production, we can also spend more time on those and make them really special. Limited editions, special editions, just more railroad editions, more of the 16 size that people ask about all the time, and just have a lot of fun with those extra watches and kind of release them just when they're available.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that concept. I think it'd be cool, and it also just it kind of standardizes what we do. So I'm excited about that, and we'll send all kinds of information about that via email.
Yeah, general concept. We're trying to do more hand finishing, more customization, more time spent on each watch.
Mm-hmm. And we can now
to make each one a little bit more special than it is now.
Yep. So that's next year. Just wrapping it all together, like taking all the learnings from the last couple of years and trying to listen to what the customers want and make some slightly different things, not change too much, because everything we're doing right now is working great, but making some slight iterations and improvements, and also just having more fun.
Yeah, I mean, I had a conversation with Sky this morning. Next year is going to be pretty unique. It's the very, very different year because we're not moving, we're not buying new machines. There's not like an obvious gap like in our machinery or our personnel. Right. There's not like we're waiting to do this thing until we buy this or hire that person. Yeah. We're not completely overhauling all of our existing product lines. Mm-hmm. I mean, we are kind of, but like we did the hard parts.
Yeah.
All of the hardest stuff has been done this year. We don't have any huge projects that are carrying over into next year.
Just new stuff.
Our machines are running and not broken. Sky's about to make his first finished part on the Swiss, so that'll be accomplished this year. Again, knock on wood. But like it's just so many things that like when you really think about what next year is going to look like compared to years past, just how much of an opportunity we have to, like, we've been talking about this the whole time. We've been building infrastructure, we're building skills and processes, and it just feels like next year is our year, unless COVID hits again or
knock on some wood, man.
Yeah. Like, unless something catastrophic happens.
Tyler,
I mean,
William's like, shut up. You can't call 2023. That's how people got in trouble with 2020.
But I mean, it's there for the taking.
It should be our year.
It's there for the taking. There's not all these giant variable roadblock type issues that we've had in years past. So it's like we've got a realistic plan and we've got the shit that we need to accomplish that plan. Mm-hmm. And that's never been the case in the past. We've always been working with some kind of handicap. So,
yeah. I do want, speaking of handicap, I do want to play a little more golf next year than I did this year.
Speaking of 2023 goals.
Just not too much more, because we got a lot to do, but like a little bit more.
But like more than last year.
Because I played almost...
more than this past year.
I played like 3 times maybe. Yeah. It was embarrassing.
First world problems.
Yeah. True. But, if everything goes to plan, we'll have time, and thankfully we have a lot of help now. Mm-hmm. That's another thing I'm grateful for. And, it's going to be really fun as we film season 3. So this is the last episode of season 2. Season 3 of Custer and Wolfe Building a Watch Company will be this theory that we talk about all the time, but like truly document, don't create. So we're out creating stuff in the shop and creating watches all day, every day. So when we show up here in front of a camera, we don't have to create anything. We just talk about what we're working on. And hopefully, if you're watching, you think that's cool. And that's another thing, another priority for next year is documenting even more, like getting cameras in the machines.
GoPros inside the enclosures, more cameras in the machine room.
Like time lapse kind of stuff about people, building the watches, and some more like behind the scenes kind of stuff. Getting the shop dogs involved.
Yeah.
Like
just what I always say. It's like the more you know about us, the more you find out about us, the more you're like, okay, they are exactly who they say they are.
Right. Yeah. We gotta come up with some kind of saying. Instead of the F around and find out. It's like the more you like find out and then buy. I don't know. There's something there. We'll work on that. We got a whole season.
Yeah.
We're gonna, speaking of that, we're gonna take a slight break between this season and next season
to workshop that joke.
To that's pretty much all we're gonna do. Yep. To take a little bit of time off for the holidays, and make some slight upgrades to the set here and our process, and set up some systems around gathering that content so we can put it all. Just put it all on YouTube for free, because this is really cool. So why don't we just show people what we do?
Yeah, we should have a bunch of cool new stuff by the time we film again for next year.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. So on that note, if you want to get alerted when we come out with season 3 in the next episode and start documenting all the next, huge list of stuff we just talked about that we're going to do, then hit subscribe right here on YouTube. You can also head to vorticwatches.com and subscribe to our email newsletter. We send links to these YouTube videos out in our email newsletter. And we also send pictures of amazing watches that we make in that newsletter. So check that out if you like watches. But that's all for season 2 of Custer and Wolfe Building a Watch Company. Stay tuned for season 3. And thank you so much for those of you who have watched, listened, and especially those who have participated, asking us great questions in the comments. Hit us up anytime via email or with questions here on YouTube. If you have those, we'd love to answer them for you.
Yeah. Happy holidays, everybody. Thanks for making this possible.
Thank you.